Welcome back, YouTubers, to our Money in the Bank preview video and predictions as well. With us, your boys, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
I am Mr. Parkin, and this guy sitting next to me is the one and only Frylin and Bree-Linen, NJ.
What's up?
Subscribe above, like this video, and comment your thoughts going into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view down in the comment section below.
And make sure you contact us in the link in the box below.
Yes, indeed. Do you remember when Money in the Bank 2011 come around and was a great show, NJ?
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, and it's funny to think that what a year does to a guy, especially like CM Punk, and it's also funny to see how a show quality can kind of decline, especially from the build we've been given. Money in the Bank is usually a pay-per-view that we do look forward to because we've got 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches, which means high-flying action. It just seems to me, with the build and the lack of star power sometimes in some of these matches, it seems like WWE have gone around this the total wrong way, in my opinion, especially with the way the product has been kind of shit lately in the last couple of months.
That's true. Over the years, we've seen that Money in the Bank was the way to bring up new stars, make them look good in their matches before they progress on for the rest of the year. And when it comes to this Money in the Bank, I think they're trying to do it in one Money in the Bank in particular, but overall it's just declined this year quite badly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you've got a SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match with, like, a lot of people in there you don't believe are going to win it. The only real believable winners, there's only 2 really believable winners, and there's a lot of young guys in there, but the other Money in the Bank has all main event guys who have been champions before, and it's like, why can't you just mix them up into two semi-competent Money in the Bank matches with a mixture of high flyers and stars? And it's like, you've kind of like got the worst of both worlds there. You didn't combine the 2 Money in the Banks, and that just means there's one very uncompelling Money in the Bank ladder match, which could be the main event, and you know, and then the other one is kind of just like a bit, it really lacks star power.
That's very true, because when we go into this video, we're actually going to question what the WWE are actually thinking when they put certain wrestlers into these matches and the result of the future of these matches.
Indeed. So, just to put it this way, we have 4 matches for this pay-per-view. WWE, I know there's a lot of people in the Money in the Bank matches, well, 4 in one of them, but 4 matches, I'm sorry WWE, we're probably going to get some filler matches with maybe Brodus Clay or Ryback or a Divas match or something, but 4 announced matches for a pay-per-view? This is just stupid, isn't it?
When we see the past cards or past pay-per-views, they always got about 8 or something matches or 6 minimum. Yeah. And it's just that this is come down to 4. Yes, the Money in the Bank matches will probably get good length time, but still you're going to have other matches that you need to fill up the rest of the 2 hours or whatever's left over.
Yeah. It's just going to be full of filler, isn't it? Pretty much. I hope they do give the Money in the Bank ladder matches a lot of time, though, because they do need that to fill the pay-per-view. We'll start off with what we feel is going to open the show, and that is the SmackDown Money in the Bank. We have 8 participants in the SmackDown or World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank, as they renamed it this year for some unknown reason, probably because of the way the brands have just merged lately. We have Damien Sandow versus Tyson Kidd versus Christian versus Santino versus Tensai versus Cody Rhodes versus Dolph Ziggler versus Sin Cara. You know, I think it's fair to say that there's not the most star power in this. You've got some new guys in there. I mean, Tyson Kidd could provide some high-flying action, which we do need in Money in the Bank ladder matches, but Tyson Kidd in the Money in the Bank to be able to be a #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship?
The first thing I want to say is with Tyson Kidd, he was like thrown in there because when they were thinking of trying to build up this card, the way he was brought in, yes, he got that fluke win, but where did he come from? Where did he come from?
The main event of NXT.
Still, yes, for the people that don't watch NXT, they're just wondering where did he come from. And now I'm looking at this and thinking, Tyson Kidd, you're a talented wrestler and all, but you don't really deserve to win this.
I mean, maybe he will offer something to this match like the high flyer that he is, obviously. But I see this being a pretty good Money in the Bank ladder match. It's just that there's not much star power in there. And it may not be a compelling Money in the Bank ladder match as some people imagine, because you know guys like Sandow, Tyson Kidd, Christian, Santino, Tensai, and Sin Cara just aren't going to win Money in the Bank. So really, there's only 2 people, Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler, that can possibly win Money in the Bank this year. And everyone that's saying that Dolph Ziggler is ready to win Money in the Bank, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Look at his booking compared to Cody Rhodes' consistently good booking, and you'll see that Cody Rhodes is the man, especially because he's my boy. He's the man to win Money in the Bank. Would you not agree?
Well, I look at this and yes, because with his progression over time, it is going to be the time for Cody Rhodes.
Should be.
But the way I look at this is, Ziggler's been this guy that's been in the
mid-card.
The idea of growing.
Sort of like going there, isn't it? He's sort of jobbing, then he's in the main event, jobbing in the main event. There's no consistent build with him, basically.
No, and the WWE have these weird ideas to start pushing him or start making him a star. And Money in the Bank, yes, it won't be believable when he wins it, but I think they may be going down that road.
Yeah, I mean, so there's only really 2 winners here. So if there's only 2 winners, it kind of reduces your compellingness for the match itself. But hopefully it will be a good match. There's a couple of high flyers in there, which should make it exciting. It's just that there's a real lack of people in there who you feel could win and are believable and built up to actually win Money in the Bank. The only one really being Cody Rhodes for me.
Well, you go Cody, I'll go Ziggler.
We'll see what happens. With the WWE stupidity and booking, they probably will put it on Dolph Ziggler rather than the right choice, which is Cody Rhodes. But there we go. Next match. Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship. Del Rio, of course, got that injury, which meant that Ziggler was the contender for the last pay-per-view. Now he's back from the injury. They're doing Sheamus versus Del Rio. Your thoughts?
Injury.
Oh,
injury, Dan.
I just realised it was a work, wasn't it? Because of the contractual disagreements he had with WWE. Yeah, I forgot about that. It was actually a work. My main problem with this match is it's not that Sheamus is going against Del Rio. It's the fact that I don't see Del Rio as a main eventer anymore. I used to, but they didn't complete his push. Now, it's got to the point where Sheamus has been booked so well that a guy like Alberto Del Rio, I just don't believe he can win. And why would you? I mean, I know he's been booked okay these last 2 weeks, but you need consistent booking, really, to be able to be a contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, and that is just something that Del Rio hasn't had over this last 6 months.
Sadly, Del Rio is a guy that WWE had hope for, and obviously they were pushing him in a way that made it believe that he was going to come and become the champion. But as the year went on to this moment, it doesn't scream out, yes, I'm the new champion. Yes, he keeps mentioning he will be, but that's just to make him look good. But all I can say is that his destiny has finished, and I think this is going to be, it could be an okay match where he looks good, but the result will be the same as it is every single week where Sheamus wins. Yeah,
generally, it will be Alberto Del Rio's destiny to job to Sheamus. I mean, Sheamus is, of course, going to win this, as he probably should, really. I see this being Del Rio's last time he's really in the main event for a while now. He'll probably put him in the mid-card or upper mid-card, maybe make him feud with Christian or something, who really knows. But it should at least, if anything, should at least be a good match. That's what I'll say.
It should, for Del Rio's wrestling-wise, it should, but the result is just pretty much set in stone for me.
Yeah, it really is. It's very predictable. Before we go on to these next 2 matches, I just want to give you a question, NJ. Out of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and the AJ stuff, and John Cena being in the Money in the Bank for the first time, what do you feel should main event? It'd just be very interesting to get your thoughts on this as well as NJ thoughts. What do you think is going to main event the show? Because, in my opinion, it's kind of, because of the way they built the CM Punk Daniel Bryan feud up, and you've got John Cena in there, it's interesting to see what's going to actually finish the show.
Well, the way I look at it is that the WWE, I wish they would try and make the WWE Championship look important again, but as they're not, they try and make AJ look important before whatever comes of her next. I think the main event will be none other than...
yeah, John Cena, you can't see me in the main event. Oh, wait, we can. But there we go. So, I mean, I personally feel that WWE have a choice. Either they can use what has been a cultivated storyline, like in CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, and put the WWE Championship to end the show to be at least a little bit refreshing in their show, or they can give us a very uncompelling Money in the Bank match, which John Cena is going to win to set up Cena versus CM Punk to end the show and have John Cena once again end the show. It's really WWE's choice. They can either try and do something a little bit fresh, even though I'm not all for it. To be honest, I don't think either of these 2 matches are worthy of main event, personally, because I just don't care about either of them. I really don't. I don't give a shit about the CM Punk Daniel Bryan feud. I don't give a shit about John Cena winning, because it's the same old shit.
And I want to believe that Money in the Bank is something that we do care about, but with these 2 matches, especially the Raw Money in the Bank, the way I see it is, I just don't really care about these as much, like Dan said. I wish I could say something different, but this year it's just not offering me that.
We'll talk about CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan first. Or is it CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship, or is it AJ versus CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, really? Because the whole thing, I didn't mind AJ's induction at the start, but then they made this whole thing about AJ. And I know why WWE have done it. They've done it because Bryan and Punk aren't drawing in viewers, and AJ, with her reinvented character, does draw in some viewers, as you saw from the going show in Raw. But it's just the fact that we've seen CM Punk and Daniel Bryan touch on free TVs and pay-per-view now so many times. They took a Daniel Bryan and CM Punk match, and to me, made it into something which I really don't care as much about as I should, especially with AJ just being the whole focus of this damn feud.
And that's the thing, because there were fans, like I've said in earlier videos, that wanted to see CM Punk, Daniel Bryan build up to SummerSlam, but now it's become to a time where we just want it to finish, because one, they've done it too many times. Either they've done it in a singles match on Raw or SmackDown, or they've done it in a tag match where they're still touching each other. Now they're adding AJ to try and keep our attention to them 2 wrestlers, but AJ is in fact taking our attention away.
Yeah, but she is drawing in the 13 to 18 males that are getting massive erections over over a character. But who do you think is going to win this? I mean, AJ's obviously going to have some kind of ploy. Either she's going to turn on CM Punk or she's going to turn on Daniel Bryan. Or heaven forbid WWE do this. They make AJ walk out with the WWE Championship. It's a possibility with Vince McMahon booking this show.
Sounds like a video game idea. But with this particular match, I'm going to be two-sided. Number one, CM Punk should win just because I think he's the character that can go on and put bigger matches, especially at upcoming pay-per-views, more than Daniel Bryan could. Not taking anything away from Daniel Bryan, but Punk is the one that fans are more behind, in my opinion. And if we look at the other way, Daniel Bryan winning, I would like Daniel Bryan to win just so another feud is not all about CM Punk. I'm going to keep bringing that up because, yes, they're trying to make CM Punk this big star for WWE, just like they're doing for Sheamus. But I think Daniel Bryan, or someone that CM Punk feuds against, should get a win one way or another.
I mean, Daniel Bryan is over enough, but I can't help but feel that WWE are going to be setting up a CM Punk versus John Cena match at this pay-per-view for SummerSlam. So we're going to be getting the same match probably last year at this year's SummerSlam. And it's funny, when we look at CM Punk now, what a shade of a character he was from a year ago, NJ. And it's a real shame how much that character has just gone from red hot to just cookie-cutter typical WWE babyface, isn't it? WWE had a real chance to do something different with that CM Punk character. And then we get to this year, and he's being overshadowed by AJ, and his character's been pretty much ruined, in my opinion.
I'm going to say this, if the WWE realised something's working for their company, like CM Punk, the way he's outspoke to the WWE, they should have kept it going, so they know they're always going to draw and something entertaining with CM Punk. Not change it just for their rules or the era they're in, or whatever reason they had to change it. Because if they kept CM Punk the way he is, I think he would have just walked out of AJ by now. He would have knocked out Daniel Bryan, and he would have been the champion, and blah, blah, blah.
Well, the fact of the matter is, if they did the CM Punk character correctly, he would be drawing. They wouldn't have even needed to bring AJ into this feud in order for him to draw. The reason why he hasn't been main eventing any pay-per-views is because they ruined his character, and even as WWE champion for a good since Survivor Series last year, he hasn't been able to draw viewers because the character's been ruined. And that is the only reason why AJ is in this feud. Because the focus has been on AJ because they want to try and draw in viewers, which previously Daniel Bryan and CM Punk matches haven't been able to do. That's why this probably isn't going to be main event, but there's always a possibility that it is, because it is probably I say the best built storyline in terms of consistency and the amount of time they've done it. You know, but the CM Punk character has essentially been ruined, and that's why he can't draw.
CM Punk, as you know, is one of my favourite now-time wrestlers, but the thing is, the stuff that they're putting him in is not taking my opinion down, but it's just making me think, I can't believe this. And that's why I don't see it finishing at Money in the Bank, not at all. But I'm going to say, if I had to pick one just to finish this and go on to the next match, CM Punk.
Yeah, I'd say CM Punk as well. I don't think they're going to put the top belt on Daniel Bryan, personally.
The last one I'm quick to say is AJ, yes, we've hated the segment she's been in, but every week it's left us wondering who's she going to be with. She's kissed them both, slapped them both, blah, blah, slept with them both, and now we're at the point where who is she going to decide with? And it'd be a surprise if she does turn to Daniel Bryan or CM Punk, but Punk's got to win somehow.
She's going to turn to me, AJ, NJ even. She's going to turn to me. What did I just call you, AJ? Bloody hell, that's not a good sign, isn't it? You're a crazy bitch. But there we go. Let's go on to the final match we're going to talk about after that AJ botch that I just did, which I don't really want to talk about. Therapy sessions may be needed. Call me on this number if you want. Big Show versus Kane versus Chris Jericho versus John Cena in the Money in the Bank match for a WWE Championship contract. You know, John Cena is entering his first Money in the Bank ladder match, and if he's going to win, isn't he? It's very obvious. And the fact that they've got no high flyers in this match, and there's only 4 people in there, and they could only be ex-WWE champions, it just takes away so much interest from this for me, because we're not going to get any new stars out of this. It's going to be same old shit again. And how are these 4 going to be able to put on a compelling Money in the Bank ladder match when, first of all, Money in the Bank matches need high flyers, and second of all, and that's the Money in the Bank is made for new stars. That's what it is, which is why I don't care about this.
Very true. There's no real stars that are going to come out this match. If I run down the wrestlers quickly, John Cena and Big Show have been the 2 that's been booked the strongest. Jericho, the only booking he's really had was that SmackDown thing. Kane, nothing there. So the way I see it is between Big Show and John Cena, and picture you climb up one of those ladders, you do see John Cena doing it. And
John Cena will probably end another pay-per-view on top with his first ever Money in the Bank win.
Just what he needs.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, guys. And it just means that WWE goes towards the same old shit again. Maybe they will prove us wrong, but I personally don't think they will. I think they'll go right back to John Cena and they'll do CM Punk versus John Cena at SummerSlam in the semi-main event, Triple H and Brock Lesnar. I wonder if there'll be a Brock Lesnar and Triple H segment on this show leading up to SummerSlam, possibly.
Well, just like past pay-per-views, no way I think it was. They needed something else to fill up the time, something else to be a draw. Yes, they've not announced anything, which is pretty bad, but there still needs to be something else to Money in the Bank that's going to make this pay-per-view different to what we expect.
Definitely so. And now that we've talked about the main event, I wanted to quickly talk about the pre-show match, NJ, because that's probably the most important match on this card. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth versus Hunico and Camacho. Why have they done that when they had primetime players as the #1 contenders going into this pay-per-view, and they could have filled up at least a 5th match on the card with a tag team championship match? Strange booking, really, isn't it?
I'll say yes, but no. Yes, because this match just came out of nowhere, and it's a pre-show match from there. But at the same time, I think they're trying to save the matches that are meant to be big matches for bigger pay-per-views. But this match, I really don't care about. Pre-show, not every single fan will be watching this, so whatever.
We'll probably be watching this while eating some pizza or something, but Kofi Kingston and R-Truth are going to win. And give us your thoughts on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view down in that comment section below. Boy, we've come up with some interesting discussions in this one, didn't we, NJ? Like we sometimes do in these previews. So yeah, put your thoughts and comments going into Money in the Bank of the matches we've got down in that comment section below. And I'm going to hand you over now, unless you want to say anything else, to the Right and Honourable NJ.
We are the true Mr. Money in the Bank. I don't care what the WWF gave us this year, but I'm going to say this, people. Please share your thoughts, your predictions in the comments below, and we'll see how much of you have got your predictions right after Money in the Bank. And until next time, people, from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, till next time, YouTubers, thank you very much for watching this video, and goodbye.